people. To put it simply, everything from resistance to change to learning new things, as well as just some people giving up the control that they've been accustomed to and allowing automation and CI/CD to kind of take over a lot of the grunt work and the manual processes that we're a technology company, obviously it's in our name now. So you'd think it'd be easy for everybody to embrace that, but humans are humans, so we're constantly looking at ways to overcome that.
The business processes are the problem. Generally, I think, and that applies to most of the people in the room, is actually getting the business to realise the challenges that we have and realise that the things we want to do are actually more of a benefit than a hindrance. And it's getting their buy-in and their support to move those forwards. That's one of the key things, getting them to understand that.
One of the biggest things that holds us back from innovating at scale and quickly innovating is the interaction between the teams. We have different teams working on the same projects, and each team has different responsibilities, different things they're working on, but they all touch the same databases, the same infrastructure. And one of the things holding us back is when those changes are being made and there's really no tracking of them. We don't know who's making what change, when they're making that change, or why they've made that change, or how it impacts somebody else and what they're working on.
In my organization, my original company, the biggest challenge there is a legacy system. And the business is totally dependent on that legacy system. It's 19 years old, and I still keep finding bits of it that are older than I think they are. We're trying to migrate that through different hardwares and operating systems. Very, very challenging, and it's going to continue to be for a while. And it does mean that things like trying to take on a DevOps process, very difficult because there are siloed batches of knowledge that if one person's not in the meeting, then the meeting can't really pursue that line at all. So it's very difficult, but we slowly but surely make progress.
Innovating at scale fast. I'd say a lot of manual processes, a lot of, and not following the same. So we talked about like shadow IT and IT not doing things the same way. What I'd like to see at my company, I'm doing enterprise architecture, so holistically and globally looking at the way to do consistent technologies and systems. And I'd like to see something like the Swiss Army knife for our teams, the ones that you have a developer in IT, you have a developer in shadow IT, you outsource a contractor. They behave the same. We expect the same, and it's clearly defined which tools you use, where you do checks, what the quality standards are, the guidelines. When we're looking at trying to scale fast and make changes, we find things are too bloated. Someone will create something that another team will latch onto because it's there, and you lose single source of truth. You lose the ability to quickly make changes without impact. So it'll take 2 weeks to make a change, where if it was done right and we had the right tools in place, you could know the impact in a matter of minutes.
The practices that we currently use within the development team don't lend themselves to fast development. We are very much working in the dev, test, dev, and then kind of release cycle, which often takes time. So we're very much dependent upon people within other teams, our user base, to perform the testing and provide feedback to us, which can take time in their busy schedules. So what we're trying to do with DevOps is we're trying to automate as much of that as we can by introducing unit testing as part of our build cycle, so that we can offer more assurance to the business that the systems work as expected.